As the Roman Empire continued to develop, governments began creating stronger laws against magic. Between the years 319 and 321, strict laws were passed that punished magical practices severely. Diviners, people who claimed they could predict the future, were forced to follow strict rules. One type of diviner was called a haruspex, someone who tried to read signs from sacrificed animals. These diviners were forbidden from visiting the homes of ordinary citizens. The law warned that friendship with such people was dangerous. If a diviner secretly visited someone's house, the punishment could be death by burning. Even with these laws, many people still believed in fortune-telling. Astrologers, palm readers, and mediums continued to attract rich and poor customers alike. Then, in the year 367, the Roman Emperor Valens discovered that some members of his own court had tried to learn who would become the next emperor. They had attempted to discover the future using magical rituals similar to table rapping. Valens reacted with fear and anger. He launched a massive campaign against magicians, fortune-tellers, astrologers, and mystical philosophers. Large numbers of people were arrested and executed. Many were probably innocent, but panic had already spread throughout the Eastern Roman world. Across Europe, early legal systems also created laws against witchcraft. One of the oldest examples was the Salic law, written during the reign of the Frankish king Clovis I, who died in the year 511. This law punished people who used magic to harm others. One famous magical tool mentioned in these traditions was the witch's knot, sometimes called the witch's ladder. It was a cord tied with complicated knots and often decorated with black feathers from birds such as ravens. People believed these cords could be used to cast powerful spells. In Finland, magicians were said to sell wind tied into 3 knots of a rope. Untying the first knot would release a gentle breeze. Untying the second created a strong wind. Untying the third could unleash a violent storm. But the witch's ladder could also be used to curse people. A witch might tie knots while whispering terrible curses, then hide the cord somewhere secret. As long as the knots remained tied, the victim was believed to grow weaker and eventually die. Stories of these objects appeared during many witch trials. One famous example happened in 1711 on Island Magian Island. A visitor named Mary Dunbar suddenly became violently ill, suffering strange fits and convulsions. Later, her missing apron was discovered hidden away. Inside its folds was a string tied with 9 tight knots. It had been hidden so carefully that separating the knots from the cloth was extremely difficult. Another strange discovery happened in 1886 in an old church tower in England. Several yards of braided cord were found hidden in a dark corner decorated with black feathers. At first, no one knew what it was. But when the object was shown to an elderly local woman, she immediately recognized it as a witch's ladder. Later, when an illustration of it appeared in a folklore journal, an elderly Italian woman identified it by another name: the witch's Garland.